Let's start with a lie. Just be yourself. Sounds great. It feels good. Makes for nice Instagram reels, but it's completely useless under pressure. Because which version of yourself is the you that you want to be? The calm one? The frustrated one? The defensive one? The one that avoids hard conversations? Be yourself without standards just gives you permission to be inconsistent. So today we're going to clean this up. Because authenticity is not about expression. It's about alignment. Alignment between what you say matters and what you decide and how you actually behave, especially when it's inconvenient, because that is where authenticity shows up for real. When it costs you something, that is the test. Most people don't struggle with knowing their values. They struggle with enforcing them on themselves. They can tell you that they value honesty or accountability or respect or integrity or name your core value until honesty creates tension or accountability points back at them or respect requires restraint. Then the values start to adjust. The goalpost moves quietly. And this is how inconsistency creeps in. You don't wake up one day and decide to be out of alignment. You make small exceptions. This one doesn't count. This situation's different. I'll address that later. And over time, those exceptions become a pattern. And a pattern becomes your identity. And it's not the one that you say you have, it's the one that you actually demonstrate. So let's define authenticity. Authenticity is disciplined consistency between your values and your behavior. Discipline's the key word here because authenticity without discipline is just whatever feels right in the moment. And feelings change, but standards don't. So now let's connect this to the rest of the sequence that we've worked on these last 2 weeks. If you haven't anchored, your authenticity can become emotional. I'm just being honest. No, you're being reactive. If you haven't fully taken agency, your authenticity becomes selective. I value accountability, except in this case. And if you haven't built alliance, your authenticity becomes abrasive. I just tell it like it is. No, you're ignoring the impact on the other person or people. So authenticity is last for a reason because it sits on top of everything else. Regulate, choose, engage, and then align. Let's try to make this more practical. 3 questions. Does this reflect what I say matters? So what actually reflects your values in action? That's the authentic behavior you want to chase. Number 2, would I stand by this later? This is the time horizon check because a lot of decisions feel right in the moment and then wrong in the reflection. So authenticity stretches your thinking forward. Is this consistent with who I'm trying to become? Some core values are how we are right now. Some core values are aspirational. That's what we're talking about here. Who are you trying to build? Because your identity is not fixed. It's constructed every day. And your actions are your blueprint. And now let's talk about some traps. First, performance identity. You say the right things, you signal the right values, but under pressure, you revert. Because the identity isn't built. It's performed. Convenience-based values are next. You hold standards until they cost you something, and then you adjust, which means they're really not standards at all. They're just preferences. And next is situational ethics. This is different, or this doesn't apply here. That logic will let you justify anything. And once you start that, it's hard to stop. So inconsistency doesn't break your image first. It breaks your self-trust. That's the part a lot of people miss because you can fool other people for a while, but you can't fool yourself. Every time you act out of alignment, you know. And that awareness slowly chips away at your internal confidence, because confidence is not built by hype. It's built by evidence. Evidence that you do what you say you will do, especially when it's hard. That is authenticity. Now let's connect this back to your work, because core values are not wall art. They are behavioral commitments, not what you believe, what you enforce. So now let's apply it. Next time you're making a decision and you feel that slight tension, that internal hesitation, pause and ask, am I about to make an exception here? Because that's usually the moment that authenticity slips. And then you ask yourself, if I repeat this behavior, what does it say about me? Not once, but the repeated behavior, because that's how your identity is shaped and formed over time. And then choose accordingly, deliberately. Authenticity is about being aligned, often enough that people know what they're going to get from you. And more importantly, you know what you're getting from yourself. So now as we tie this all together and use it as a sequence, one system for you is next.